Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the beautiful Shenandoah University eSports Arena located in beautiful Winchester, Virginia. We've got a good one here for you guys tonight. Some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate NECC Division I. A very tough matchup here in Houston tonight. Both of these teams 4-2 fighting for a playoff spot here tonight. It's going to be a back-and-forth affair with both of these teams. I cannot wait to get this one underway. I'm Ben Kincaid, joined by Griffin Horchek. How are we feeling here tonight?
Well, when I was in the middle of practice and I got the call up that I needed to come help you out back here, I was a little scared.
Fair.
But we're here anyway, and we're just going to roll with it. Can't promise nothing great, but it's going to be good enough.
That's all we can ask for, right?
Yeah,
I mean, a late bullpen call, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like
innings.
When you need somebody to do the job, like I'm here to do it, and that's all that matters.
There you go. See? Old reliable. We know Griff will. You just got done a scrim too, I think.
Yeah,
like
no, we had to end early.
For you to be here?
Yeah.
Well, look at that. That's dedication. 3 minutes early. That's a lot of time.
That is a lot of time. That's over half of a game.
That is more than half of a Rocket League game. Yeah.
I think our producer should be more grateful.
Yeah. Oh no. I agree with that. Be more grateful, producer. Be more grateful. Anyways, hey, let's take a quick look at what the group looks like here tonight, where the standings lie for NECC. At the top, of course, no surprise, 6-0 Northwood University up top. And then we also see University of Houston and Shenandoah University 4-2, respectively. UCF as well, 4-2. And then we go down the list. You can read those ones off for yourself. But those top four, this is where things start to get shaky with how close these teams have become.
Oh wow, that's quite a close race for the top four there. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not familiar with Smash. How many of these players or teams, would make it out of this play?
You know, I want to say 2.
Oh no,
I'm pretty sure. I think is it top 2? Can I get a confirmation on that? I'm pretty sure it's top 2. Either that or top 3.
Okay,
but that one makes sense because top 4. Go in.
Oh.
Yeah, we did go over tiebreakers, but I did not know how many went out of the group. Yeah, there's a lot of scenarios to go down with this matchup tonight. As we take a quick look at what the head-to-head looks like as well. I'll go through all those scenarios once we get through these graphics here, but you can see how close these teams are. I mean, the games won 8-5, 9-5 there for both of these squads. So a very, very close affair with these two teams. We'll take a quick look at what these expected rosters look like here tonight.
Oh, we have four no colored in players. We ain't got.
That's you, dude.
Well, yeah, but like that's not me. I don't play Smash.
That's
I'm not. I don't have the level of talent that these guys have out here. You know, like they come out every week and do something special that like most of us we just don't have the ability to do what they do.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, these guys are pretty good at what they do. Puffles on Young Link, Richter on the Min, a little dangerous character going into our roster with that Kazuya, right? We have Vega on the Mewtwo and Suit on the Pyramith with the Aegis, the one coming through here. We do have 2 subs on this Houston roster as well, Nimble on Sheik and Super Smash Bros. Kid on Cloud. We don't expect to see them here tonight, but there is always an option to see those 2 players.
Why is his name Richter and he's not playing Richter?
So I thought the same thing when I was going through the lineup. I was like, oh, surely Richter. But far from it. It's Min is the pick coming through. So we'll have to see how that Min fares. We know that Willie has a lot of experience into that character. I know Igloo is not too worried about that one for any of our team members here tonight. But depending on how good the Min is, I think Doramagi, I think was the number 1 for quite a while. They were a Min player. So definitely a lot of results, positive results for Min Min as a character as a whole, as we take a quick look over to the Shenandoah roster here tonight. The tried and true, but a little mix-up here from the last couple of weeks. Eyes making the way onto the starting roster.
Yeah, I mean, these are the fellas, right? They've been here for a while. We got Igloo, Kip, and Willie, of course, the trio that's been here for a little bit. And we have Eyes, I believe, going in for AJ is the correction. But yeah, that's true. These guys, we've seen their gameplay a lot. We know what they're capable of, what they're looking to do out here. We can see the fellas right here warming up before the game, getting all the nerves out, getting warm, getting ready to put on an absolute performance for us.
Yeah, it's going to be a close matchup. We did play this team last year in CECC. We beat them 2-1, but we did drop the first set. So it was a very, very tough win for SU to try to claw back from that 0-1 position that they found themselves in against this team last year. But they were able to do it, and we'll have to see if they fare better with winning that first set or if they have to claw back yet again. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to go through real quick some of the scenarios that we have here for SU to make it to playoffs. Number one, the easiest one, you win and you're in, right? Control your own fate. If you win here, you're good to go. Now, if they lose and UCF and Northwood win, they are also in. Off of a loss and Northwood win and Fisher West 2-0 UCF, they get in off of game differential. If they lose 0-2 and Northwood win and Fisher West 2-1 UCF, they win the head-to-head over UCF as we go through. Oh, man, look at that card. What even is that? Can we zoom in further? Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's something shiny.
It was very shiny. It was very pretty. There's still an... Oh, yeah, go back. Yeah. What is that?
Dragalga EX. Very solid
cool.
Dark Poison type one.
That is actually really
I believe it's
cool
Dark Poison.
I think you're right. Is it Dragon?
Well, all right, bro. Like, is there another
Dragon
card?
Poison?
No?
I think that's it. That was the hit of the pack. All right. Hey, no worries. There is still another option as well. If we lose here tonight and Northwood win, we are also in. So there's a lot of scenarios for this team to make it up into the playoffs. Some other playoff hopefuls are other teams. Rivals, I'm pretty sure, is already in playoffs. They have locked that one in for themselves. On our Academy Smash team, if they win here, I believe they play tonight as well. If they win, they will also make their way into the playoffs. And you guys are, I think, one win away from playoffs as well tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, we are one away as well.
Yeah, so all of our teams here at SU are fighting for playoff spots here this week. This is the first one of said week, so we'll have to see how it fares, if we get a clean sweep of playoff contenders here at SU, or if someone drops the ball. Griff, let's not have it be you.
All right, I will do my best to not let it be me, Ben. I will absolutely, just for you though, nobody else. I won't even do it for my teammates. I'll just do it for you.
Oh, well, that's
just because
touching.
I feel like you deserve it, man.
Oh, well, thanks. Well, I think you deserve it too.
No, thank you.
You deserve a playoff berth.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would really like that.
I agree. We do see some warm-ups coming through on this roster, or kind of we get a little sneak peek of what the Switch looks like. We are warming up into a cloud. I don't know if that is any indication that we might expect a cloud to come through, but we'll just have to wait and see. Right now, we're just kind of playing the waiting game while they get arenas set up and ready to go here in this game. But when you look at matchups across the board, it's definitely interesting because Eyes, being a newcomer, kind of, well, not necessarily a newcomer, has been a sub for quite some time, but now finally getting some play time in here, has been running the Palutena, which is a very strong character. I was talking to Igloo a little bit ago that they do have a Roy in the back pocket, and Igloo prefers the Roy in kind of crew battle scenarios, but does see a lot more comfortability on the Palutena, so we'll expect to see that one here tonight, and expecting to try to match Eyes up into either the Mewtwo or the Young Link, if I'm not mistaken, and then kind of save that Aegis Min for a Pac-Man, Yoshi, possibly even a Samus in there for Igloo, and then, of course, Willie's Kazuya and or Terry, depending on game state here in these sets.
Yeah, I really do wonder who they lead. Like, are they going to take out... I don't think they're going to play with a Min first, right? They'd save that for, like, a counter pick option.
Yeah.
I think they're probably going to lead with the... probably the Young Link, if I had to guess. Maybe the Mewtwo. I feel like Aegis and Min are very good counter pick options into a lot of characters, especially when we're throwing out, like, Kip. If, like, Kip ends up taking his 3 and then they go, oh, yeah, let's just counter pick this. But, like, is Min not... Min's not a great counter pick into Pac-Man, right? Because of the recovery?
Yeah, like, not necessarily. You can recover pretty easily with Pac-Man, but the big thing with Min Min is we expect him to be kind of in the back end anchor position because we would assume that this Min Min would be saved for Kazuya and or Terry because the range that Min Min provides and how hard it is for a close range character like Terry or like Kazuya to approach is hurt drastically. So we'll have to see if that comes through sooner or if Willie maybe comes through sooner and tries to go on a run and try to get the Min Min out of the way early. One big question mark that we have with this team is the Mewtwo, right? I was talking to Igloo earlier that they don't have a whole lot of VOD on the Mewtwo. They don't know what this player looks like. They were not on the roster when they played them before. It was actually a K rule instead who does not go to Houston anymore, possibly graduated. I'm not entirely sure. But the Mewtwo is kind of a curveball. It's not something that we saw last year when we beat them. So if this Mewtwo goes on a run, there could be problems knowing what else this Houston roster has.
Yeah, I mean, definitely one thing to factor in is like who's going to play when. Normally we do start Kip and we see how far he can go. Everyone can see that from the VODs that if you watch any of our VODs, you can see that we do start Kip usually. I wonder if maybe that strategy will change if they're anchoring this Min Min really hard because we do have like Willie in the back who likes to play up close and personal. And Igloo is also kind of like not a lot of range on Yoshi besides like the egg. So I wonder if they're going to end up dropping Kip down to like that 2 or 3 position and maybe starting like Eyes in the front in the second set and just see what happens there and see if like you can bait out the Min Min early and then have Kip for that. Like feel like that's the only way that you can counter pick Min Min with our roster is probably Kip.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, we do have some range with the Palutena as well, but I don't think they want to try to put that matchup in just because of kind of skill level and experience level. Playing on stream is definitely a little nerve-wracking, but it'll be interesting to see what the start is, if it's going to be Eyes or Kip, because both of these players, I think, have characters to really do some damage early on. But I do believe we will be taking a quick break here as we wait for all the players and teams to be ready to hop into this matchup. So take a bathroom break, go get some popcorn, do whatever you may need to do, and we will be right back with hopefully some Smash Bros.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the esports arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the esports arena is the esports war room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Unfortunately, we have some bad news for you guys tonight. There will be no Smash Bros. Here tonight, but we do have another game that we can broadcast instead. A quick pivot over to our Marvel Rivals team. That is who will be on stream here tonight. I believe their game starts at 8:30. If I'm not mistaken, we'll have a new set of casters. You have the night off.
Yeah, I'm free
now after ending your scrim early for us. So
yeah,
we appreciate that.
Called up just to get let down.
Out of you. Exactly. So we will be right back. We'll be myself and Chase Newcomb on the desk here instead. So take a breather, take a walk around your home or apartment complex. I don't know.
Get a snack.
Do whatever you want. But come back to us at some point here tonight, as we will have Marvel Rivals with you guys shortly. Welcome back, everybody, after our short break here. Unfortunately, we did not have the Super Smash Bros. Earlier here today, but I'm joined by a new face here for some Marvel Rivals here coming to you guys tonight instead in place of our Smash Bros. Game. I'm Ben Kincaid, joined by Chase Newcomb. Chase, you're one of the coaches of this Marvel Rivals team. How do you guys feel tonight?
Awful. We're going to go into the map. We're going into the match completely unprepared. We've done none of our homework. Don't expect anything. If they're just fumbling around like Magikarp using Splash, kind of expect it,
Okay, nice. Well, I'm excited to hop into some absolute mayhem with this Marvel Rivals team. Yeah, it's going to be, this is an important game, right? We're third seed right now in the group. I think we can look at the group. Actually, yes, we can. We have that fully ready to go. So let's toss over to that group right quickly so we can take a quick peek at what we're looking like. Much like our Smash Bros. Team in NECC, we are also 4-2 in Marvel Rivals here tonight with a game coming up against West Virginia University Tech, who are 3-3 in this group.
Yeah, WVU Tech is one of the folks we haven't been able to face up against quite yet in the regular season. So we're really excited with them being the 5th seed, seeing sort of how close this is. Because certainly in the first 3 seeds, it's been a very, very close season. Our team did lose 3-0 against Old Dominion, which was an off week for us, but University of Southern Indiana, we went 2-3 with them. We went the full distance. It was last map, last percent. Literally insane if you go back and watch that match. The back and forth that went through for our team to narrowly lose it. I do think going into playoffs, we have a strong chance against them. We've hit the VODs.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you guys hit the VOD, and that's a good point too, right? Because this team, while had an off day, are very, very good at what they do, right? Being able to go toe-to-toe with that first seed is a big deal, especially if you're looking to exit this group and go into playoffs, which is expected from this roster right now, given the standings that we are sitting with. Let's take a quick peek at what the head-to-head between these two teams look like here, 4-2, 3-3, as you see. You can also look at the game win-loss ratio as well, heavily in favor of Shenandoah, 14-8 there to the 9-11 on the side of WVU Tech here. So on paper, it looks very good for SU to come out of this group 5-2.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, also the 14 games won with the 11 games lost. You have to lose 3, right, to lose a game. True. So that means that we've only dropped 2 other maps outside of the 2 games that we've lost this season, which is a pretty good record. We've gone 3-1 with those other groups. And that's why I say I'm excited to see what WVUT has been cooking up. We're really excited to play against this team, especially being super close in proximity. Should be very, very exciting series. And certainly exciting to have you on the Marvel Rivals cast, Ben. You were excited to have me on. I'm just as excited to have you on for Rivals.
See, look at us. We're ready to go here into this Marvel Rivals map. Now, we do have one more roster to look at. Well, multiple rosters probably. Let's look at one first here. WVU Tech. We have Ninja Remover, Book Shiesty, Plum, Tie Point, Red Mystic, and I'm going to say Jordan next door. Jordan next door. There it is. So that is the WVU Tech lineup here. It's unlike Overwatch, as I am used to. This is 6v6 and not 5v5. So there's going to be a lot of people playing this game here tonight.
Yeah, why do they look like a bunch of ghosts?
I don't know.
A bunch of silhouettes. I feel like I'm in a Smash lobby against some CPUs.
There you go.
But let's get the CPUs out of here and let's get to the true pro tags, the non-NPCs, the Shenandoah Marvel Rivals roster. We got starting tonight Robot Ninja, Ultra Lee, Doughboy, Brud Jones, Kangaroo Feet, and Spook Pasito.
Spook Pasito. I like that. I like that name. Yeah, this is a very good lineup and some familiar faces that you might be knowledgeable of from previous semesters, right? Robot Ninja was on the Academy Smash Bros team last semester. Ultra Lee was on our Valorant team when they won, I believe, Varsity Plus. They won that championship. Ultra Lee was one of the main Sentinels, I believe, of that roster. And then Kangaroo Feet as well played on our League of Legends team a while ago when that existed sometime last year. So all of these players have competitive experience. At least those 3 have a competitive experience here for this team as we go into our lovely roaming cam. That is Doughboy there. Pictured on your screen.
Yeah, and the other 3 players that you're haven't been a part of the program, you failed to mention for that reason because they haven't been as involved, has been Doughboy. Rose was previously a work study in the program and then was like, I saw them playing in the arena and they were like, I'm going to come to tryouts. We're going to see what you guys got cooking for Rivals. And then Bruh Jones and Spook Pasito, sorry, Bruh Joes. We do that all the time on broadcast. We say Jones, but it's Joes.
Okay, Joes.
Bruh Joes and Spook Pasito, both freshmen here at, or I guess first-year students here at Shenandoah. Very, very exciting. Came to tryouts, just blew us out of the water. We were really excited to get them on the roster. So, yes, there is a very large skew sort of experience and diversity that's on this roster. Really excited to end the regular season with them. It has been a phenomenal semester. They've all been, I can tell you from a coaching perspective, super dedicated to the craft, very involved, engaged. The other coach, Danny, and myself, Danny previously played on the Overwatch roster.
True, Flames.
Flames, yes. He does not, he needs no introduction, right? He really wanted to take the semester and take a step back and coach. He could arguably be one of the best players on this roster if he competed for our program. However, he wants to focus heavily on developing new talent and refining his coaching skills. And I fiercely respect that. He's done such a great job this season preparing the roster for the weeks ahead of them. And speaking of that, we got some scouting ahead of time for this roster. We should be expecting some sauce from them. But we also have a couple counters cooking ourselves. So we'll see if this countertop gets a little too full or if we can manage our ingredients going into this game.
Yeah, it's always nice to hear that the team has some tricks up their sleeves, whatever they may be. Maybe they don't even get put on display here tonight. Maybe they're not needed. We'll have to see what Danny decides to pull the trigger on here for his new coaching role, as you mentioned, which I think is a very exciting thing. Exciting that we have freshmen on this roster as well, coming through first years to the esports scene here and playing pretty darn well, if I do say so myself. Now, we only pictured 6 of the players here tonight. I do believe there are 2 subs to this roster. Sin, who you might be familiar with from the Overwatch team semesters ago, and forgive me, I do not believe I know who Asir.
Asir, who's also been in the program, played a lot in the spring, was kind of around in the arena, and that's the beauty sort of of this roster. A lot of this roster was just casually playing Rivals when it released, and competition director Fernando Preciado was like, you know what, let's just throw it in tryouts. Let's see how many people we get involved. And we had a good 13 people show up for tryouts.
13 people. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it was almost just as much as the Smash tryouts. Like, we were really excited to see the turnout.
Awesome.
But they've had an incredible season so far. They've really put in the work, like I said. And they've even the subs, to your point, are not really substitutes. We still, in our first semester, have a floating roster. So going into tonight, like, I would say, you mentioned that Sin was a sub. Sin probably has some of the most playtime out of the whole team. Sin is just not starting tonight. And that's the beauty of having 8 people on our roster, and we can send and go as much as we want to because we don't have to worry about them scouting us if we play everyone. Until we kind of, figure out more about the team. They're discovering a lot about themselves and dynamics of their own teamwork, their all own different personalities. So we're really, really stoked sort of to end out this regular season and look towards playoffs. But before we can look towards playoff, we have to look at the map in front of us, man.
Yeah, what do we have here tonight? I believe it's a Burnin' T'Challa.
Wakanda
T'Challa,
forever.
Wakanda. Yeah, we're going over to the African made-up country of Wakanda here for our first map of Marvel Rivals. Now, the order of map modes, or I guess game modes that we have here tonight are Control, Hybrid, and Escort. The standard kind of Overwatch-styled game modes that we see on a lot of these games, very similar play styles, and it'll be in that order only. We only have those 3 modes here in Marvel Rivals, so once we get to Escort and we possibly need a game 4, it'll go right back to Control and then kind of run the gauntlet yet again. So we have the possibility of seeing Control and Hybrid twice here tonight if it goes all the way to 5.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct there, Ben. In the Overwatch terms, I was an Overwatch commentator for years. I get it. In Marvel Rivals, those are Domination, Convergence, then Convoy in that order. So Domination just being your control map, essentially. That's where we're starting. And Burnin' T'Challa, our team is they're not alien to. They know this map. The other thing that we should mention before we get into game is that Marvel Rivals maps, this is one of the original ones, but they do have have destructible environments. So that will be key in how they play around these maps. Burnin is especially well known for this because there's 2 pillars on either side of one of the maps, and if those pillars fall, it gives you leeway to get onto the high ground. Additionally, there's some other maps where there might be a pillar in the middle of a point, and if you destroy that pillar, then now you can see past it, and it destroys that environment. So there is an advantage and disadvantage to playing around that. Now, we can see what they are hovering right now, but on their end, the players cannot see what the other team is hovering going into the match.
That's good to know.
So it is nice because we can do a little bit of prep on our end.
Right.
And there is a pick ban system. So as we're going into it, we each ban a character and then we save a character, and then ban a character and save a character.
I like that mechanic, right? I feel like it's a lot different from other games that we say. I mean, Overwatch does not have a pick ban system. League of Legends does, but you just ban 3, pick 3, ban 2, pick 2. Instead, you get to go through and take someone out, but then save them potentially for yourself. I believe you can ban it for the other team and then save it for your own
no.
team as
So
well, if I'm not mistaken, or does it remove it
everyone.
completely?
Yeah, so no one can play Psylocke. No one can play
Okay,
Bucky. No one can play Venom. But everyone can play Namor. Everyone can play Emma. Everyone can play Spider-Man to that point. So, yeah, there is a whole new mechanic around that. Like I was saying right before we got on broadcast, there is no roles that you're picking in Marvel Rivals. You can float in-game as much as you need to. So we've had some times in the regular season where our tanks players swap to DPS and our DPS players swap to tanks or heals, vice versa. This allows for a lot more roster movement as the games are being played. And you talk about the ongoing mental of a chess match while you're playing Overwatch. It's to the nth degree in Marvel Rivals now, because there are specific comps that you can just completely eliminate by taking out a character in the game. As a great example, every season as well in Rivals has a team-up mechanic where they'll take team-ups in and they'll put team-ups in the game and take them out, really trying to balance the game. So Hela currently has a team-up with Thor, and I think previously it was Loki. If Hela gets a kill, then while they're dead, then she can res them.
Oh,
so these team-up mechanics do play a vital role in how you are engaging the game overall. But you can kind of see going into lobby. Wow, I hate that name. You can see going into lobby that there are quite a variety of characters. Sorry, that took me out. I was not ready for that.
I was not either.
Variety of characters that you can see. Now, this composition that we're about to run is one that we have been eager to play, especially now against this team. We sort of know what to look for. So left to right, Plum is on the Cloak and Dagger, Block Shiesty's on the Emma, Goth is on the Doctor Strange. Yep. Then we got Moon Knight, Namor, Invisible Woman, and on our side we got Spider-Man, Cap, Invisible Woman, Moon Knight, Groot, and Rocket Raccoon.
Which I believe those 2 players, Groot and Rocket, have a team up, if I'm not mistaken, right? I'm not sure what the perk is of the team up, but I know they have one, and Rocket can sit on his shoulder.
Yes,
so I think that is absolutely awesome. And I have seen a lot of the time that we run Groot and Kangaroo Feet on this kind of tank setup as we hop into this first skirmish here tonight. Definitely a longer skirmish with Kangaroo Feet already takes out 2 already. The wall blocking the escape there for WVU Tech, trying to back up as much as humanly possible with already a 1 fight for SU.
Yeah, crowd control in Marvel Rivals is no different than any other game. It is one of the most overpowered mechanics in the game, and the Groot walls displacing a team from getting vital heals is how a team falls apart, and that's how we saw Kangaroo Feet utilize the space in between point and this chokehold to separate off the supports, get a couple of picks, and allow the team to push in from there.
Yeah, able to get those early picks, separate people from the team. That's a strat that I've seen a lot in the Overwatch side of things with May walls, right? You pick off one person and they are dusted, right? As we see now yet another skirmish kind of start to take place there. WVU Tech trying to get some momentum, some ultimates coming up on board as well on the side of Kangaroo Feet. We have Spook Besito very close to the Rocket ultimate here, as well as Joes pushes their way in, trying to get some chip damage here and there. A group brawl coming through from Goth, trying to separate the main DPS, but can't quite do it. Ultrally will fall, but Robot Ninja strikes back with 2 of their own. The Moon Knight ultimate striking true, taking WVU Tech and pushing them back off of this point.
The Moon Moon, it haunts you, man. It haunts
There it
you.
is.
Yeah, what a phenomenal play. And great eye from Robot Ninja. Yeah, Grudalt displaces everyone into a single point where you can attack, and Moon Knight ultimate covers a wide range. The other thing about Moon Knight as a character is he throws onks, and that bounces around character to character. So it bounces off of the enemy characters. If you hit them with a headshot, it bounces off the other enemy's heads as well. So Moon Knight is a great anti-crowd control character, but Jordan next door is going to peek on next door and take out Robot Ninja, who will be res with the Rocket Raccoon repair beacon, which allows you to res. That's the second ult of the night. Jordan next door is going to counter with an ultimate of their own, taking out both Doughboy and Kangaroo Feet. With Spook Pasito falling, that will be the point swapping over to WVU with only 3% to spare.
Yeah, and if you look at the ultimates invested there, right? Doughboy on the Invisible Woman and Spook Pasito both use their ultimates, but were not able to get any ground. Now, if you look on the side of WVU Tech, they still have 2 ultimates up and available, likewise for the SU side of things, but Ultra Lee is very, very close to the Spider-Man ultimate, as we see Goff trying to cut off a little bit of the healing potential. Kangaroo Feet able to stay alive, however, will be able to march their way back towards the team here as well, leading the charge as Goth tries to get some backline access onto Doughboy, but can't quite connect on anyone. Here comes up yet another wall, and that will be one gone already. Goth separated from the healers of their team, erases the tree from the map. Kangaroo Feet will drop afterwards. Brud Joes does pop the ultimate and will almost be able to pick up one. Emma Frost staying alive just barely. Shiesty staying alive with their ultimate here as well. Robot Ninja will fall in tandem. SU still trying to fight for control of this point. Only 3% away. The contest coming through. WVU ticking closer and closer past 60% now. But with 2 players falling on their side, it does look likely that SU will win this fight.
Yeah, SU is pushing in. It's likely that they win the fight, but we'll see. Block Shiesty was able to take out Doughboy. That is support, meaning Spook Pasito is on their own for keeping the heals up on the roster. But enough dominoes have fallen. Gravity is going to take its course spin. And what we just saw was Mission Area, the first of 3 points on Burnin' T'Challa. That was actually the point, and I'm surprised it didn't do it, where you can take out those pillars and it allows you access to the high ground. You can also take out the middle pillar where they were primarily entering point, and it shuts that down so you can only enter from the sides. So it looks like the next point that we'll be moving on, Burnin' T'Challa, will, I think this is Imperial Institute of Science that we're about to fight on. No, this is Stellar Spaceport. This is Stellar Spaceport. Yeah, so this has... They're going to be fighting in a hangar, and there's a big ship on the front of the point. Where teams, I think, go wrong here is they try to battle for high ground, but high ground is so far away from point, and as soon as point is up and you take control, walls go up around point. So it's just very easy to play line of sight if you're not... Just give the high ground up. You know, you don't need it. At least that's what I see a lot of coaches encourage players to do when they're getting ready for this map. So we'll see if they do the same here. We are seeing some swaps on WVU Tech. Bach Shiesty will switch over to the Angela, the newest tank in Marvel Rivals, and a Flyer.
Okay, everyone else pretty much staying the same here. SU not switching their winning formula just yet. Brud Joe's already up in the air with Cap and almost, do ultimates carry over? Is that what I just saw? Because Doughboy has 96% already on the Invisible Woman, already up and ready to go.
Great eye then.
Same thing over on WVU, right? Jordan next door has one. Ninja Remover had one as well, but goes down. It's Brud Joe's able to find yet another follow-up. Stuns coming through as well. Now some damage getting tossed up there by Doughboy on to Goff, trying to get rid of that Doctor Strange, but can't do so just yet as they are able to back up into safety. But WVU did have first touch, but quickly swung back over in SU's favor.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving up that 11% 4-point control and ability to now reposition. This is looking great for SU. Brud Joe's trying to look for support here, just kind of buying their time out. And this is where Kangaroo Feet is going to live for this game, right here in this choke. Unfortunately, the Moon Knight Onk is going to be right behind them. The rest of the team didn't see it in time, so that will be an Invisible Woman ultimate holding down the point. And they tried to respond with one of their own, but Robot Ninja was there with the moon!
Robot Ninja able to pick up 2. Doughboy and Brud Joe's able to follow up on that momentum. Goff trying to back away as fast as possible. Can't get back any further than the grave. So we'll have to see what WVU's tech option and responses coming out of this respawn. 3 ultimates available on their side to only the 2 now on the side of SU. Brudjo's just barely finally ticking over to that 100%, but also Ultrally on the Spider-Man very close to that ultimate as well, where WVU, the other 3 members, are a little bit further from that ultimate capability, as we see Ultrally up in the air. That's a cool skin.
Yeah, so that's a new Spider-Man skin, and you actually saw a portal just drop on point. Doctor Strange has the ability to put portals on the map that the team can go through. It is a 3-minute cooldown. It does take quite a bit of time, but they're going to use it to their advantage, trying to get back to point, realizing that they don't have time to spare. With SU now at 81%, WVU Tech needs to make their move, and as they try to, the moon once again, then WVU Tech doing what we actually consider to be the most overpowered thing you can do in arena shooters like Overwatch. They're backing up. They're playing off of point. They're saying, let's regroup. We only have a second left to touch. We're going to throw the Nemoral. It's not going to grab anyone, unfortunately. Robot Ninja throwing down the onks where they can find picks, but the picks aren't there. Brud Jones will take out Jordan next door, not Party next door, and that will be points swinging back in favor of WVU Tech, but a lot of utility used to make it happen.
A lot of utility used and a large percentage built up here on the side of SU as well. Only 1% away from winning this map outright in a clean 2-0 here on domination. We'll have to see if WVU Tech can hold on and force this second map or point control here in this first map. Ticking over quickly is the bar. The contest coming through from Tie Point as well, just trying to buy some time for the team to return, but already 2 dead Ninja Remover, and Jordan next door is trying to come back as quickly as humanly possible. Swapping in back and forth as WVU, but they're trying desperately to keep this one alive. SU3 ultimates in the tank as well. Will be able to find 2 kills. Goff, Shicey, and Plum are down and dusted. Tie Point will fall, and now we go to our overtime here on the second point.
Yeah, and they are struggling a little bit to get the point in control, but it'll be enough to keep them off. The tech is working.
Okay.
The tech is working. So you tried to push into the Shenandoah esports team. Captain America spinning the chair around, sitting down.
Exactly. So you got detention, huh?
You got detention.
Yeah, a great start already here for this SU roster. Clean 2-0. Got a little bit shaky there towards the end of that second point, but in the end, they were able to get the kills that they needed and fight off the comeback opportunity and attempt from WVU Tech. So now going up 1-0, they move over to Convergence, the hybrid map, which is where you take a point and then you push a payload as far as you possibly can go. So we'll have to see what the switch-ups could come through with compositions, because as I know from my Overwatch knowledge, a lot of different characters do well on different types of game modes. So it'll be interesting to see what comes through from these 2 teams.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this game, Ben. I think a lot of people, if we just take a step back and recognize it for what it is, Overwatch and Overwatch 2 ran I'm saying this backwards. Team Fortress 2 walked so that Overwatch and Overwatch 2 could run, and Overwatch and Overwatch 2 ran so Marvel Rivals could sprint, is sort of my look at it. I think the refining of the arcade shooter has only gotten better over the years, and we're seeing that. So yes, there is a lot of knowledge that you can draw from Overwatch, because why change it if it ain't broken? And the game modes were very appealing in Overwatch, especially those 3. I know that they've added a couple since, but yes, absolutely, we're going to Convergence. This is actually, I would say, our roster's favorite kind of map to play.
Okay.
Is the Convergence. They like full holding teams. It gives a lot of confidence, big boost. And even if you're not able to full hold, you still have the whole map that you're able to stop them on. Now, what I will say about Convergence and Marvel Rivals in comparison to, say, like an Overwatch, you do have characters that are just meant to sort of try to stall the backline, and those characters are incredibly powerful. Our own Flames was a resident Wrecking Ball player, right? And that is very annoying to play against in Overwatch, because he's just stopping payload, coming back through, getting a pick on the support, stopping payload. Venom is like that in Marvel Rivals. Very, very similar in that regard and how they engage. So our team, not to toot our horn, but I think that we play the defense very well on Convergence, and our offense is just as sealed tight. So some maps that we could look at tonight, we could look at Central Park, Hall of Dajalia, Symbiotic Surface, Shin Shibuya, Heart of Heaven. Those would probably be the ones that they'll pick or choose from. Now, once again, there is no banning of maps, right? So going into this next game, this will be WVU Tech's choice of the map in the map pool. That being said, if we do go into a Game 4 or a Game 5, those maps will be unplayable if they get to the Game 4, Game 5 situation.
Okay, so unplayable maps if we do go to that Game 5. So that is good to know. One, if it could work one time, it might not work the second time, well, obviously, because you can't play it, right? You have to play a different map in that sense. Another interesting part about I feel Venom, right, I believe they can get a massive shield. Is it their ultimate ability, or is that just that's okay. That's just normal. Okay, so I saw that
you get
once.
more if you have less health.
Yes, I did. So I was talking to Danny Flames a little bit, the head coach of the team, and he was like, yeah, like Venom is like crazy. Like he can stay alive for quite a long time. If you go down to like double-digit health and you pop your shield, you'll have like 1,000 shield, and it's very hard to kill that.
It's ridiculous.
Especially if the sustain is still alive on your team.
It is temporary and only lasts like 5 seconds, but yes, it is enough for it to be a problem because he has just as much mobility as Spider-Man, and as a tank, that is nuts. But it looks like we're going to continue the trend of staying in the territory of the intergalactic, not international. We're going across space. Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, and we're going over to Hall of Dajalia next in the map pool.
Hall of Dajalia will be the one to come up here for Convergence.
This is one of the OG maps.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
That's great.
When Marvel Rivals was like an alpha and early beta and they were allowing everyone access, this is one of the maps that you could play on. Like this is one of the very early maps. So it's no surprise to me that WVU Tech decided to go to this map because it is a bread and butter. And I'm hearing this from the voice of God in my ears right now, but it would seem as though we will be swapping out Kangaroo Feet. Who swapping in?
Sin.
We'll find
Sin
soon.
is going in. I probably shouldn't have said that. Hey,
No,
I think Sin's going in.
I think
maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so I was actually going to ask, like, we can swap pretty much at will.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Not obviously in the middle of game.
Yes.
But between maps, there is the opportunity to swap players out, swap players in, and move people off of roles as well. And I'm pretty sure that now can happen in game, I believe, as well. Like Kangaroo Feet could be on Groot for a while and be like, I'm kind of bored. I'm going to go Scarlet Witch and like do a lot of damage.
And those are the two characters that they primarily play. If you watch them, they play a lot of characters, but those are two of their Lord characters. And Lord characters are characters that you've leveled up all the way in game.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you could like level up the characters individually.
When you do that, and when we go into the character select screen, you'll see that everyone has a different icon if they are a Lord character. So you've maxed out that character. You have them at Lord status, meaning that you've put unfortunate amount of time into those characters. I had to look at the camera for that one. It wasn't caught, but yes. So if you look at the Doctor Strange, for instance, Bruh Joe's, he has Doctor Strange to Lord versus Robot Ninja doesn't have Namor to Lord.
Is it that little bottom right corner?
No, that means that they have a team-up ability. Oh! You can tell if they're Lord generally by like extra effects. So you'll see that it looks a little bit better. It's a little bit more shinier, and then the one on the right isn't. I'm seeing if there's like a direct comparison from their team to our team right now. Yeah. But it doesn't. At the bottom. So you have two Cloak and Daggers. The Cloak and Dagger on the right has Lord status. The Cloak and Dagger on the left does not have Lord status. Because they're both hovering Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it just looks really pretty. It's very fun. I like it. Now, looking at the rosters, right, we have some mix-up. We have Bruh Jones now hovering this Doctor Strange as we go through some of the pick bands. SU saving Doctor Strange there as well. A sign that we want that one to be locked in on the side of SU for this Convergence map here of Hall of Dajalia. We have some other picks coming through, some pick bands. Moon Knight taking off the board for the side of WVU Tech. Does not want to see Robot Ninja back on that character.
Yeah, they did not want to see the Moon Knight. They also did not want to see the Captain America. That was a little stressful when you got a Cap in your backline. It looks like we will also be saving, or no, they will be saving Interesting. The Hella, and that is one of the characters that we are currently hovering. The ban will come out on the Bucky, and that would be our resident Robot Ninja's preferred character. So they have done their research on this.
There you go.
Love to see that.
Insta-locks.
Yes.
Well, I guess you can switch anyways. It doesn't
Swap at any time, and
necessarily
there's
matter.
a lot of team-ups that we're going to be playing around, it would appear. So the compositions are also looking very, very similar overall. We'll see how this goes into this point. An Ultron pick would be wild here, but they are going to hover and choose and hover and choose. Well, I guess we'll see what they decide as we get into game here. But Ben, this map, very, very. This is your. How do I put this? For Overwatch terms, I would say Hall of Dajalia is a lot like. What's the London map in Overwatch? The really, really popular.
Oh, dude. I know that. Oh, man.
Scrims Row. Kings Row.
Kings Row.
I said
Yep.
Scrims Row because
Scrims Row.
it's your Kings Row of Marvel Rivals.
Yes.
This is like the bread and butter. Everyone loves to come to this map for scrims. It tells a lot about the game. Everyone's familiar with the map because it's been out for a while. I will go back to what I said earlier. While we did swap out the group, we did swap out Kangaroo Feet. We have said and will continue to say everyone on our roster is completely viable for play. Orpheus is going in, and yes, you did see they destroyed that bridge immediately.
I was going to say, like, is that destructible? It's like, what's destructible on this map? And then, of course, the bridge is removed instantly.
For new players, you can press C, and it will highlight if it's destructible.
Oh, nice. That's pretty handy, actually. As we hop into this first scrimmage, Brad Joe's getting dangerously low there for just a moment, but the healing coming through from SU, keeping them alive. Orpheus will go down. The Hella off the board, unfortunately. Let's see what WVU Tech can do with that damage already done. Thus far, just trying to get into this point. Shicey up in the air on this Ultron, trying to get any bit of chip damage into that backline as they possibly can, as we see abilities getting tossed out left and right from WVU Tech. Not quite connecting on anyone just yet.
Yeah, and while we did see Brudjo's fall, hopefully we see a strange portal come through, or maybe they feel confident they can hold the corner of this point, as Shenandoah does what I say all the time is one of the most valuable things you can do in games like this, and they back up. They take the back half corner of point, they wait, the Invisible Woman ult comes out. We will see the Rockets scramble to try to get around for their team, and they will hold point with only one ultimate used and 3 on the board.
Yeah, 3 on the board. Doughboy able to get some good peel with that ultimate to come through. Sin as well, not missing on that ray from Emma Frost either. Absolutely melting the backline of WVU Tech in that sense. Able to push forward, push them off that point, and buying plenty of time for Brud Joes to come back into the swing of things. Already very close to having their ultimate up and available, but on the side of WVU Tech, every single ultimate is ready to go. Namor already popping theirs, trying to connect. Ultron as well coming through. Robot Ninja and Doughboy able to get trades as well, but it's going to be a 3-for-1 thus far in favor of WVU Tech. Members falling on the side of SU. Only some DPSs and some supports left on the side of SU. WVU Tech trying to get any sort of ground built thus far, but can't get anything in this point. Sin goes down. They're still able to maintain possession of this corner, trying to remain alive for SU to rejoin the fight.
Yeah, and Spook Pasito putting in work as well, taking out the enemy support. That'll be the second one going down to Brud Joes. They do a phenomenal job of backing up and once again holding this point. This is what I was talking about, Ben. This is our team's bread and butter. They hold these points. They do not lose them, and they do a phenomenal job of playing the line of sight. On the side of the point, you can see there's a high ground there. They don't have any characters that can easily get to and from that high ground, so they're backing up. They're playing around that point exceptionally well, waiting for the ultimates to be used. Shout out to Brud Joes for getting the Strange Portal in to get the rest of the team 2 point. They're going to use the Strange Portal of their own as we move into the next fight. WVU now on the onslaught.
Yeah, trying to TP in behind. We see that a lot from our Overwatch days with the Symmetra portal trying to get back behind the team already. Brud Joes will fall. Orpheus and Spook Pasito dangerously low, but Doughboy, the ultimate, getting tossed out, able to keep them alive for the time being. Goff getting dangerously low, around half health there, but the sustain coming through from WVU is enough to keep them alive for the time being. Robot Ninja traded out for Jordan next door as well. Both Namor's gone, but Orpheus, the ultimate, getting launched left and right, finds 3. Plum getting revived as well, but it might not be enough. Will get traded out, however. Orpheus will fall, but still a 4v5 scenario. Plum with the ultimate, the invisible woman, trying to keep them alive for as much as possible. Spook Pasito as well, putting in some work with their own ultimate. Tie Point and Plum are gone. Shiesty next to fall. Overtime now ticking away. No ticks on this point just yet for WVU Tech. Shenandoah doing a great job at holding the line, and they will do so beautifully. No point, no escort coming through from WVU.
Unlike the current state of our economy, the stocks are up, Ben. Stocks are up. The economy in game was phenomenal. We saw ultimates being used in response to enemy ultimates. The enemy would use an invisible woman ultimate, say, hey, you guys are safe, push in here. We'd respond with an ultimate of our own. We'd say, all right, well, here's Luna Snow for you. I love how much better our team has gotten at that throughout the course of this semester. Once again, everyone, you are watching a first semester Shenandoah roster. True. They have not played together, and this is the first official time we've had a Marvel Rivals team in the Shenandoah esports program. Shout out to all the players for all the heavy and hard work they've put in this year, because I'm telling you, week 1, they would not have been able to pull out off the coordination that we just saw on that point.
Yeah, and that's huge to be able to see tremendous growth in just one season with a team, right? Being able to be coachable and be able to evolve your own gameplay and communicate track ults, know when you have to save yours for a specific moment, and they were able to do that beautifully well in that last fight, able to nullify a lot of the ultimates that were thrown out by WVU with the counter of their own. And now, if you're SU, all you have to do is find the cap on a point. I think just maybe 1 tick, if I'm not mistaken, on this point, and they will win the map.
That's correct.
So SU looking very poised to take a 2-0 series lead against WVU Tech.
Just a little nudge.
Just
a
a
little
bump.
nudge.
Yeah.
Little bump. Yeah. And we see Plum already setting up for the side of WVU Tech. Jordan next door has made the swap over to the Loki. And I will say and reveal, this is what we were expecting on our end. We expected to see the Loki looking at their previous games and sort of what they were pushing and going for. Gwen making the swap over to Angela as well, maybe playing some of this backline flank, stealing some of their health packs. Let's see if they can get, yes.
Oh my.
But we're going to see if they can get a combo off here. Unfortunately, the combo will drop. They will get pulled by the Emma, pushed into the wall. They'll have to throw up the shield of their own. If Reinhardt can fly, that's what you're watching. That's essentially what this character is.
That's
they will
crazy.
bait out the Loki runes, which is big. That's a trade on either side. They did have to use the Rocket Raccoon, and now Plum's going to fall. Are we seeing a crack in the wall, Ben?
I think we might be Ninja Remover off the board here as well. Ults very close here for multiple members on both squads. Brud Joes will fall. Orpheus will fall in suit as well. WVU Tech doing a great job at staving off the trades, not letting anyone else fall after Plum went down. SU backing up, waiting for that regroup, buying some time for some percentage here. Spook Pasito and Robot Ninja with ultimates available. Doughboy as well, dangerously close, and will have that Invisible Woman ultimate up and ready to go for some peel potential in this next fight. But on the side of WVU Tech, 3 ultimates up and available. We hop into this next match. Robot Ninja trying to get some early damage down, but Namor, Ninja Remover on the side of WVU Tech, using that ultimate and using it wisely. 4 stunned on the side of SU, but Doughboy with the ultimate able to keep them alive for the time being. Ultimate coming through from Plum and Loki and Rocket, everything getting used on the side of WVU to try to push SU off this point. They find 4, only 2 remaining. Now only Gwen Sin alive for the side of SU as respawns come through.
Yeah, respawns are coming through. They did use a couple of ultimates trying to stay on point as long as possible. Unfortunately, the picks did go on the side of WVU Tech. What we saw in that fight was we saw the Invisible Woman ult come up, Ben, and unfortunately 2 of our DPS were outside of the ult, so Spook Pasito had to turn while in the ult, try to get as much damage off as they possibly could. We're seeing an Agamemto come through, and that's your 3-2-1 right there, Ben. Bruh Jones and Robot Ninja pairing those beautifully. Similar to what you would expect in an Overwatch game. If Reinhardt's ulting, you better be there with Dragon Blade, right?
Yeah.
If you see the Ana starting the Beyblade with the Death Blossom, you better be ready to Death Blossom.
There you go.
Same is true in Marvel Rivals, and that's exactly what we just saw with the Doctor Strange ultimate into the Namor ultimate. That wipes point, and that gives it in favor of Shenandoah, taking it up now 2-0 in the series.
And you can see the vibes are high here for the SU roster, up 2-0 now. Threatening a clean sweep here against WVU Tech, the last one being Convoy, which is pretty much convergence, but you don't have to get the point. You just start with the payload and you push it as far as humanly possible. And right now, the way SU has been playing, they look like they're going to be pretty hard to stop.
Similar to Overwatch, Ben, yeah, like, it's going to be hard to stop, but also they just have to find a chokehold, root their feet in, and hold. That's what you're doing in this game mode. Right. You on defense are sort of dictating the pace. You let them get to a certain point, and then you're trying to hold at that point. Now, you might have a couple of points throughout the map. Obviously, you just don't want one if they make it beyond that. Right. You're just digging your feet in, hoping for the best in that regard. Yeah, spirits are high, and what I love about this roster, Ben, is they don't, well, not anymore. So you see, in the arena here at Shenandoah, peeling back the curtain behind for anyone that might be watching at home, things get a little loud behind the scenes.
True.
The players get a little loud, they get a little excited. We have a big roster, Ben. So when you have 8 people super hype yelling, that's a lot. So instead, and if we get maybe camera over on casters real quick, instead, this is what they'll do to prep. Whenever they win a map and we're excited, we do sign language for applause.
Oh, yeah, they do the claps.
We do the claps.
Exactly.
They'll raise their hands up in the air and they'll do this. So you'll look in the arena and there will be certain points in the evening. You'll see everyone just, yeah! That's
cool.
very, very exciting. So love to see that the spirits are high. Maybe we'll catch them one time on broadcast since we do have cameras up, them throwing their hands up and just shaking them around. But yeah, we do that instead.
Nice.
You know, it also is just visually appealing. You're in the arena, you turn around, you're like, what's going on? And everyone's like, ah! It's very, very fun.
It definitely gets loud in this arena, specifically when our teams are winning. It can get a little quiet if it's the opposite way, but I mean,
it's like
that's kind of a given.
Yeah.
Like, you lose, you're like, oh, man, that's kind of tough. But right now, I mean, very SU favorite. I don't know if we're going to see any more player swaps come through on this next map. I'd be interested to see if anyone does kind of take a back step or comes in instead. I don't think so. Just based off of how that map went, I feel like
you could be surprised.
That is true. I could be surprised, but I feel like the way that if they're on defense to start, right, well, I guess you can't swap in between, but defense to start, the way that they held that point in convergence with the lineup that they had in was really good. I mean, they did not allow a single tick on that point. And if they can do that again and then just get a smooth little push going, this could be a quick 3-0.
Yeah, very, very true. I mean, our supports just put in the work in the back line, keeping everyone alive, and that's what you saw in that last map. They were doing their best, and it would seem as though, speaking of doing our best, we're going to do our best to wrap up as quick as possible tonight. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, janitor, stay out there for now. But for in the moment, we got our next map. Yggdrasil Path is where we're heading to next.
Where is this in the Marvel Universe? I don't think I've ever heard of this place.
Yes, so
I've seen all the movies.
This is on Krakoa. So this is part of the Hellfire Gala, which is a very popular, and that's, you know, I said this on broadcast a couple weeks ago. I'll say it again. Yeah. Marvel is being super intentional with the seasons that they're putting out. They're not just putting out things willy-nilly. They're putting out bangers after bangers. They've put out a whole season dedicated to Null, which is one of the most popular Marvel villains. They did a whole season on the Hellfire Gala, which has sold some of the most skins in Marvel Rivals and Snap. It's a big mutant-wide event that's hosted by Emma Frost. And this season, they're doing Zombies, which was a very popular TV show. So they are, and this is why I think Marvel and Riot will dominate the gaming space in the next 10 years, because they listen to their audience and they do a very good job of reciprocating sort of the same vibes. Speaking of vibes, they're shifting a little bit on our end. We're going to get a little hippity-hoppity kangaroo feet hopping back in the game.
Kangaroo feet back in, indeed. I did not catch who was taking the back step here from that starting roster, but I mean, a tank DPS player.
Probably
we'll have to see.
Seer or Orpheus. Orpheus is their name in game. Seer is their Discord tag and their general player tag.
There you go.
So if I had to guess, that's who's coming out. I would also guess that we are going straight into pick ban, as I can hear the beep, beep, beep. There it is. Yes. So it looks like WVU Tech into this game will be orange. We will be blue. They've banned out the Psylocke. Yes, that is. And you can see anyone's history. They're probably looking at Kangaroo Feet's history because Kangaroo Feet has a lot of time on the Psylocke.
Is that hovering Psylocke
yes.
for Kangaroo Feet? Okay,
yes.
so it's banned though, so they cannot pick this character.
Correct.
Okay, but the hover still stays. Okay,
hover. Yeah, you can't change your hover once it's locked in going into pick bans.
Okay, good to know.
Which is odd. Very odd. I don't know why
they're banned, but they're hovering them. What is going on? That makes more sense. Joe's, of course, staying and looking like they want to try to stay on that Doctor Strange here. The save coming through, I believe, for I think that is that
Captain America
on the side of WVU Tech.
No, they are saving Cloak and Dagger, they banned out Luna Snow.
Yes. Bang. There it is. Cap saved on the side of SU, along with the Moon Knight as well, trying to go back to the tried and true comp that they had in that map 1.
Yes. It is also very hard to tell with some of these icons because there's only a select amount of characters in the game, and unfortunately, Ben, they have 3 middle-aged white women that all look the exact same and are all wearing blue and white in-game.
Tough.
It's very hard to differentiate across the 3 of them if you're a new player, but yes. And it looks like Moon Knight will be saved on the end of Shenandoah.
Loki saved there?
Loki save on their end, and it looks like they will ban out the Invisible Woman. So they've saved both of their supports. They're firm believers that is the issue right now. They have to save the supports. So we're going to see WVU try to make an attempt on this third go-around on a map for Shenandoah. And you'll notice Kangaroo Feet hovering that pick you had mentioned earlier, Ben.
Yeah, I saw the ban come through on the Groot, and I was like, oh, that's a switch up. Kangaroo Feet's in the game. He plays that character. It's going to be a swap onto the DPS here for Kangaroo Feet instead. Scarlet Witch, the one getting picked up. Pretty much everything staying the same on the side of WVU Tech other than the Iron Man making an appearance here for Plum instead of opting in for that Hela yet again, and a lot staying the same on the side of SU, right? The Cloak and Dagger mentioned there for Doughboy Joe's staying on that Doctor Strange. Emma Frost again for Sin, and Spook Pasito, I believe, has played Rocket all 3 maps thus far and has not swapped a single time. Oh my gosh.
That's the thing about Rocket. Yeah, we can hear the Moon Knight in our headset. That was funny. You're
so
like,
obvious.
wait a second.
I was like, who's talking to me?
It's Khonshu! It's Khonshu, Ben!
What do I do?
No, Spook Pasito has been playing this Rocket. Rocket and Jeff the Land Shark are 2 supports that are arguably the hardest to kill supports because they're so tiny. They can run up walls. They're very elusive. So Spook Pasito prefers to play this Rocket Raccoon because they get a lot of value off of it, and that automatic res you just get with the team is so much. Plum switching over to the Iron Man, a historically very, very good character. We'll see if the hit scan on the side of Shenandoah can deal with it as they are going to round the support point and get some free LOS up in the air here.
Ninja remover getting dangerously low alongside Plum as well, almost taken out of the sky, but able to live for the time being. It's going to be Shiesty instead, getting taken out. 1 tank off the board on the side of WVU Tech. Sin pushing forwards as well, trying to get some damage. Joe's, of course, in the face, being that tank character on the side of SU. High point going down.
Joe's doing a great job of trying to keep Gwen alive, and Gwen reciprocating in turn. Joe's had less than 10 health there. I promise you, Ultimate has already been built for Doughboy as they are ready to save the team from any onslaught. High Point does have Moon Knight Ultimate, so this could spell some adversity for Shenandoah. We'll see if they're able to overcome it.
Next fight looks like SU is going to have 4 ultimates available. Kangaroo Feet dangerously close to the Scarlet Witch ult here as well. Jordan next door, the Loki, and Tie Point, the Moon Knight, the only ones with ultimates on the side of WVU Tech. No one popping them just yet. There comes the Loki Plum already out of the way. And here comes Moon Knight ult to follow Goth. Dangerously low on the Cloak and Dagger as well. Kangaroo Feet will fall. Spook Pasito popping the ultimate as well, trying to keep as many players alive as humanly possible. Only 1 falling. No one falling on the side of WVU Tech thus far just yet. Plum also with the swap off to the Winter Soldier as well. So we'll see if this makes a difference here in this fight. Spook Pasito going down. Doughboy popping the ultimate as well. 4 ults still available on the side of SU, but no one opting to use them as we go into a pause with
What?
3 down for WVU Tech.
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
either.
Yeah, that will be Flames, the
Flames,
coach
yeah.
that initiated the pause. So there must be something that went wrong. Maybe there was a disconnect or something didn't. Something happened. But yeah, Doughboy unfortunately throwing a fate between worlds, the ultimate down on point, and we had Spook Basito who is just outside of it, not getting the healing. That does both damage and it heals any allies that are inside of it. So
That's
we call it
nice.
the carpet bomb. It's a really good carpet
nice.
bomb point, putting it around. But yeah, first fight generally going in the favor of Shenandoah. They did a great job backing up, and yes, they've held on to those ultimates. I would say they had a few to spare, honestly. They were backing up a little bit, and we were a little concerned why they were backing up. Not as concerned as Ollie right now, whose PC has gone boom boom. Poor guy. That is not the first time, unfortunately, that has happened this season in a competitive match. This is probably the second or third time. So hopeful that he regains spirits. Maybe we swap him on a different PC, and we can get right back in.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too bad of a pause here. Hopefully it's not as dire as switching PCs altogether, but hey, we'll never know until we know. So we will have to see what the adjustment is coming through. I'm assuming they cannot talk during timeouts. I feel like that would be...
No, you can talk during timeouts.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, either team can talk during timeouts. How are you going to police that?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
I'm thinking of like League of Legends LAN. Like when they
Yeah.
pause, they can't talk about the game, but they also have referees standing behind them. So that makes so much sense. So, all right. A force to unpause because they were contesting the point is the comm that I just got. So I believe they will be playing without Kangaroo Feet, the Scarlet Witch, for the time being. But it doesn't look like it's going to be that big of a problem. Gwen Sin already able to take out Shiesty here. One off the board, but interesting turn of events here. Hopefully Kangaroo Feet can get in as soon as possible here as we just kind of wait as we go back into yet another pause.
I'm guessing because no one is now contesting points, so the pause is going through. Yeah,
There you go.
that's odd. I don't think I've actually seen that. Oh, why don't you tell them what we just heard, Ben?
Hey, the other team just paused. What? All right. Maybe they blue screen too. Well, we're about to find out.
Cursed game.
Hopefully, yeah, that's true. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to hop back into this one, and hopefully Kangaroo Feet in this time is able to rejoin the match here to make this an even 6v6.
Yeah, they paused that game quicker than Tom Holland's co-stars pause him in an interview. This is pretty quick pause coming out from them. But yeah, WVU Tech sitting with 3 ults on the board, 3 ults for Shenandoah as well. Could go either way. If you're tuning in and if you're watching tonight as well, this is not the last of the action that we have in this season. We have playoffs coming up for a lot of these rosters, and some of them are guaranteed to make it in. So stay tuned in the next few weeks. It should be the action should only be elevating and get more and more exciting as we progress.
Yeah, I mean, playoff esport, no matter the game that you play, is very, very fun, especially in the collegiate scene, right? It is very sought after by every single school, and there's a lot of universities and colleges, if you didn't know, in the United States of America. There's like millions, probably. I guess. I don't know. Probably not that many, but you know what I mean. There's a lot.
He's a transfer.
Yeah, I'm a transfer. I went to community college. I don't got the numbers straight, right? So, yeah, but speaking of playoffs with these teams, right? SU Super Smash Bros. Varsity has already locked their spot in playoffs, ending their season 5-3 in NECC Division I. Congratulations. Oh, 5-2, not 5-3. Oh, claps all around. Whoa, look at them go. Rocket League is 1 win away tomorrow night to lock their spot in playoffs. I believe they're 3-3 in NECC, one of them. I think it's NECC here tomorrow. And then I believe Academy Smash is playing right now. And if they win, they are also in to their playoffs in their league. So a lot of teams fighting for a spot to continue their playing season here this fall.
Yeah, certainly. And our team, at least for Rivals, hoping to... It's kind of uncertain with us dropping a couple of games, but the team overall wanted to move up going into spring from Division VI to Division V, and hopefully continuing that trend as long as they're together as a team. They've definitely grown and ranks as a roster. We had around a gold average team when we started this year, and I think now we're plat or dime, probably plat average. Some of our players, shout out actually to Isaiah, our captain, Robot Ninja, who hit Grandmaster for the first time today.
Today, hit
Yeah.
Grandmaster?
Yeah. So now
Nice.
he joins the ranks of Flames, myself, and Ollie, who have all 3 hit Grandmaster.
Whoa. That's
Yes.
exciting.
Yeah, very, very
Nice.
exciting stuff. And he's got a running bet with our own Chris Clayton to hopefully hit what was first to hit Grandmaster.
Okay.
And then I believe, as I understand, he has a bet to hit Eternity. If he hits Eternity, then I don't know what he gets when he hit Grandmaster.
Okay.
He got a free skin.
Firm handshake? I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
he gets a free skin. He gets a
there's
skin.
money
Chris is buying him a
involved.
skin.
Oh,
These
all
skins
right.
are not cheap. They're
My
like
goodness.
$20 a pop. So,
Whoa.
crisp $20 and a high five, as
That's
Chris
a
might say.
B-dubs week.
That is
on
a B-dubs
Thursday,
week.
you know.
That's enough
BOGO.
for 2 nights. Yeah.
That is enough for 2. If you play it right,
If you
that
play
is
it
enough
right.
for 2 weeks of B-dubs.
God, I love B-dubs on Thursdays.
too.
So good.
Thursday Night Football. Can't go wrong with that,
No,
right?
you can't.
No, not
You
at all.
can't.
I don't know what the matchup is this week, though.
I don't
know?
either. I've actually been involved more this week too.
Yeah.
No idea. Or
Yeah.
I say this week. I mean this year because I'm playing fantasy.
Oh, true.
Shout out Carter. Stomped him on fantasy last week. We won't talk
Bang.
about any of the
That's
other weeks.
awesome.
But
Yeah, I think I just beat Chris, too. Hey.
poor Vin.
There, hey,
handshake. Yep. Good
bunch
job.
of winners
Good
on the
job.
desk
Good job.
here. Yeah, so, I don't know what the Thursday night matchup is, but I'm pumped for it regardless. I think my fantasy year is going pretty well. I think I'm
Let's go.
5-3 now, I think.
I'm
Something
gonna
around there.
quickly pull it
Hey, yeah,
out.
pull it back.
Put it on the ground.
Bang.
Stepping on my soapbox here. We really, really need fantasy leagues for collegiate esports.
They agree with that.
They
That's
talk
cool.
about how we're going to develop fandom in collegiate esports.
Yeah.
We need people to give a reason to tune into the streams and go, I need this support to put up 5 points so that I beat, Joe Mama this week or Joe Smuggler this week or whoever I'm playing up against. Like, for real, if we had fantasy, I think that we get a lot more people tuned in. The problem is we don't have a platform to do it. So anyone that's watching that might be a tech whiz and wants to make a lot of money, invest in a collegiate esports fantasy league.
I'm trying to think of the games that would be the most beneficial to do that with, like COD, maybe Smash, probably too. Like stocks taken
for sure.
right?
Smash, yeah.
I feel like that would work. Rocket League goals.
Rocket League would be good.
Rocket League
See, I'm
would
thinking it doesn't even need to be like massive. Like you just
Yeah,
do a survey,
just a
say, hey,
couple
we're going to
games.
start doing fantasy. Go ahead and put it out there. Which
Yeah.
games you would tune in for
true.
fantasy? Because I'm telling you right
That'd
now, I only watch League of Legends to be part of a community with friends.
Fair. Yeah.
I would get on some collegiate League of Legends if there was fantasy points involved. I'm telling you
That's
right now.
cool.
I'm
Yeah,
on it.
That would be fun. I think you can do like fantasy for like pro level. Like I think there's like an
You can.
LEC. Like I can draft like my whole Fnatic roster.
And it's in client.
And like is
It's
it
in,
really?
it's in client.
Oh, I
you
didn't
can
think
access
I
it
knew
from the
that.
client. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I will
Nice.
go ahead and pull the soapbox back. I'll put it on the ground over here. And we as a whole will be right back very soon.
true.
Go get some popcorn, but stay tuned for some more Marvel Rivals action.
Welcome back, everybody, from that brief pause. We have resolved the technical issues here, and we will be ready to resume the series shortly, but we do have some news about the tech pause. It seems that the pause took place at the wrong moment of the game, which resulted in a forfeit from Shenandoah's side on that map. So it is a 2-1 series count now, still in favor of Shenandoah, but we now move over to domination. So we will be resetting, going back to the control domination mode that we saw at the very start of this series with a 2-1 Shenandoah lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to do something that might not be favorable for most people, and most people might go, what is he about to say? Shout out NECC. Shout out the admins. Like, genuinely, I think that they put a lot of effort into what they do, and these are very hard calls to be made. We put in chat that we'd respect whatever call was made, and on this instance, as it says in the rulebooks, pauses cannot be initiated while players are within visual proximity of each other during combat or while an objective is being contested. Objective was being contested. We were in combat. We hit the pause button. So that's on us. We take the map loss. We move forward in stride. Shout out to the PC that decided to crash. I guess.
There you go.
But we are now moving on to a fourth map in the series.
Yeah, so fourth map will be what we see coming up next after that tech pause. It'll be domination. Like I said earlier, it'll just be that standard control that we saw at the very beginning. So we could switch some roster people around if we want. We'll have to see what the 6 players from both sides look like. It's been the same on the side of WVU Tech thus far, so don't expect any changes on there other than potential hero selection. But then on the side of SU, we still have 2 substitute players that are very capable of swapping out with anyone on the roster. So we'll have to see if that comes through at all. If we see a Kangaroo Feet take a step back, if Sin goes back out, if Orpheus comes back in, we'll have to wait and see what the lineup looks like from SU. But we go back to domination nonetheless.
Yeah, and domination, like I said earlier, kind of an interesting dynamic that we now have in the series, because usually it's the last map that we were on, the convoy maps, that take the longest, and things were cooking up on that convoy map. We were holding pretty diligently, so pretty excited going into the series. Now that it is 2-1, they're also asking to fix the score, and it looks like we are going to choose Clintar on our end for the control map moving forward.
Clintar is the map that we see. Oh wait, that's at Celestial Husk.
It's Clintar Celestial Husk. So it is Celestial Husk is on a Clintar map. But yeah, we're going to Celestial Husk. This is one of those points I was mentioning earlier that has a big round sort of like pillar in the middle of a point. It's very hard. You got to play Ring Around the Rosie to fight around.
There you go. It's just kind of like New Junk City almost. Point 1 of the what is that mode called? Flashpoint.
I knew you were going to bring up Flashpoint. I forgot all about
Flashpoint.
In one ear, out the other.
New Junk City. So yeah, kind of similar to the first point on that one, other than it stays kind of the same the entire time until we go to the second point of the map, which I don't know what it's called, but I'm sure Chase does. Chase?
Yeah, second point of the map. The individual... Sorry, I'm like spacing out at this moment. I'm like also reading chat, trying to figure out sort of what's going on and whether or not we're able to recontinue this series.
Coach, so you're doing your job.
Yeah, I mean, they're asking to switch sort of the score that's going on in game, but there's not really a way that you can do that, and they're not wanting to start without the score being changed, so we're just kind of stuck right now, just kind of waiting at that device. Yeah, in the limbo state. But Clintar does have a couple of options on Celestial Husk. Let me just pull up my nifty notes here, and I'll tell you the 3 different maps we got. So we got Celestial Hand, Celestial Codex, and Celestial Vault. Those are the 3 maps on Celestial Husk, and it is Celestial Vault that has the sort of pillar in the middle I was mentioning earlier. Celestial Codex is one that is actually a point that's surrounded by high ground, so it's very difficult to contest that point if you are playing. It's favorable for dives on that map. And then there is Mission Area, which is an interesting one. It does have like an elevator that brings it to the top of the point. And then there's like this almost like an air tower that comes out and sticks out onto point, so you can have a high ground area, but the area around it and the bridges are destructible. So it does have a lot of sort of mobility.
Okay, nice. Well, I feel like on that you'd want to have like I'm going to like Iron Man or Spider-Man kind of having a lot of mobility with those options on that point. So we'll have to see if Ultra Lee stays in the game. I would assume that we would see Spider-Man to come through. That's the character that they were playing for the most part in their first series before Sin stepped in for the swap. I'm looking at the roster that we have listed here. It looks like it's pretty much the exact same roster that we had the last two maps just coming in, or the last map rather, coming in just to try to seal the deal here on domination in favor of the Hornets. But then again, there's still a whole map to be played, so who knows? It might be pushed to Game 5.
There might be a push to Game 5. We're trying to determine what we're doing next.
True.
Yeah. Not sure. It looks like we are just going to start the fourth round. So the score in game will say 2-0, but it is 2-1. There is 1 point on the West Virginia Tech side they will have going into Clintar Celestial Husk.
Yeah, so it'll be a 2-1 scoreline as we hop into the character selection and ban phase and save phase. I guess it's still just ban phase. Pick ban. Yeah, pick ban. Yeah, let's keep it with pick ban. Yeah, so we're going to hop into that one. It will say 2-0. Like you said, it is a 2-1 in favor of SU still as we hop into what hovers will come through. We see Psylocke again, hovered by Kangaroo Feet. Instead, we have Brud Jones here on the Captain America. We have Winter Soldier getting hovered as well by Robot Ninja. So we'll have to see what bans come through. WVU Tech already taking Captain America off of the board. Let's see what SU decide to take away and save for themselves.
Looks like we're going to be banning the Venom, and the pick will go in favor of the Psylocke, which they banned last time.
Psylocke saved, so expecting Kangaroo Feet to take that one under their wing. Cloak and Dagger also saved on the side of WVU Tech. Looks like it's going to be Plum with the hover there, expecting that player to pick that one up. We also see Loki, and I cannot remember that one, Shiesty's character's name.
Angela! That's Angela, yes!
Bang! Angela saved, or well, hovered on the side of WVU Tech. Same on the side of SU for Sin here. Luma banned?
Luna Snow band.
Luna
yes,
Snow
the K-pop star from the future banned out. And then that is Penny.
Yeah.
Penny Parker getting
Nice.
Picked on the side of WVU.
So that's not a character that we have seen thus far in this series. The Winter Soldier taken off the board with the last ban there for WVU. Robot Ninja's hover off the board now, and Groot will be the response ban on the side of SU as well. So there's going to be quite some shakeup here in teams as Kangaroo Feet does lock in at that Psylocke Penny for tie point as well. But everything else kind of staying a little bit of the same. Goth back onto the Doctor Strange. Invisible Woman again for Doughboy. Robot Ninja now having to pivot back off of the banned Winter Soldier back onto the Moon Knight, and then Rocket and Emma Frost coming through here for Spookpacito again, and Gwen Sin on the Emma Frost instead.
Yeah, Gwen Sin on the Emma Frost will be a rival to deal with. I said the thing.
Yeah, I see what
it's
you
like
did there.
some sort of Suicide Squad.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's
But
DC.
Yeah, that is DC. I was about to say that is DC. It looks like we're also DC tonight. Get him out of here!
Come on now, he's pulling my leg. So yeah, we wait for this one to kick off. That is a cool Penny skin. Is that what? Yeah, that's a skin.
That's one of the skins
That's
that you
sweet.
get just like it's one of the base plate skins
by
in the game.
playing the game?
Have you ever seen the show Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Oh, I have. That's what that is.
So that skin
like
is
it.
actually inspired by Evangelion because spoilers. There's spoiler reason why, but you should definitely check out that Penny Parker skin if you're a fan of
that is
that
sweet.
anime.
The Angels are back.
The Angels are
In
back.
Tokyo.
Time for the fourth impact as we move into our hopefully last round if you're a Shenandoah fan. 14 seconds until point opens up. The Penny Parker's going to set up shop, put that up there, and then we're getting the rest of the Rivals roster moving towards this middle point. This is Celestial Hand. We are on first bin, so they're sitting on this high ground, sitting pretty, waiting for the point to unlock. Then they're going to drop like we're seeing Joe's do right now. Rest of the team following suit, and that's going to be Gwen. Now diving this Loki, trying to get him displaced. Instead saying, whoa, what are you doing? Get off of me, to this Doctor Strange trying to wrap around. That'll be Gwen falling first. And unfortunately, no picks have been found quite yet for the side of Shenandoah, but that will be the Revs coming out to save Gwen.
Yeah, Shiesty does look like they go down as well, or maybe not. It looks like it's going to be a res yet again. The Angela, I believe, is the character name there for Shiesty going through, trying to get a pin there, back up against that wall. Already we saw Robot Ninja pop an ultimate and be able to win out on a massive early fight here in favor of SU. 5 members falling, 4 still dead. Jordan next door, the last one remaining, will fall as well. The point ticking now in favor of SU. When you look at the ultimates, right, Kangaroo Feet almost there, Spook Basito almost there as well. Brud Joe's almost has the Eye of Agamotto unlocked and ready to go as well. So we'll have to see how SU fare in this next fight as WVU Tech, a lot of their players ticking closer to that ult 2 online for Plum and Ninja Remover.
Yeah, they're going to have ults going in here, and as we hear it now, there it is. And we're seeing the Psylocke ult in the back line, trying to get some kills here. Not going to find anything, but it will separate the team a little bit as Kangaroo Feet now backs up. They're playing around with some this Cloak and Dagger ult exceptionally well, but that'll be Gwen finding a pick on Goth. The Eye of Agamotto falls victim to the rest of the team. Or I guess falls dominant on the rest of the team.
So,
they're a victim in that in that experience. Brojo's doing the 1v1 Doctor Strange in the backline, showing who the true Sorcerer Supreme is. They're trying to do that as the rest of the team kind of came in and ruined the 1v1.
Well, we're trying to play ones here, and all of a sudden 5 people pull up, and you're like, wait, hang on.
What's happening?
What's going on? I thought this was just a Multiverse of Madness duel, right? But no, instead, it is Multiverse of 1 versus everyone else. Yeah, happiness. There you go. Multiverse of so much joy on the side of SUS. They have a pretty clean team kill, 70% now, and ticking in favor of SU. 0% no ticking on the side of WVU Tech. 2 ultimates up and available. Gwen, Sin, I'm a Frost popping theirs early here, trying to get some back line damage. Robot Ninja as well, pulling the Moon Knight ultimate out of a hat. 1 will almost
so I'm
fall
gonna
there.
cut you off because you're seeing an ultimate that you've not seen quite yet, Ben, and that would be the Adam Warlock ultimate, which is like a Mercy ultimate from Season 1 Overwatch. It can res the entire team, albeit they do not have their full HP. Adam Warlock's passive, as you're seeing as well, is that he can res himself. It does have a cooldown, but he resed himself on point, trying to hold. We're going to see the Emma Frost on the enemy team pop their ultimate, trying to get some picks. See a last-ditch effort Cloak and Dagger ult as well to try to lock down this point, give the team enough time to get here. And the amplifiers coming out from the Rocket Raccoon, that's going to be difficult to deal with. As we see the portal come through from WVU, Goth getting the rest of the roster in as they're now onslaughting, but that's going to be Doughboy, our resident support player, with 2 picks on the board.
Might as well. 2 more will fall into Goth. Very dangerously low, will go down. Tie point, the last one alive here on Penny. The overtime ticking away. A clean first point here for SU. Now 1 point away from winning this series 3-1.
So here's the thing. That's not the thing, because the thing's not in the game. That's just a popular thing we say in the Rivals community.
Hey, there you
go. Genuinely, here's the thing, right? So they did make the switch to the Adam Warlock. You're probably wondering, Chase, why did they make the switch to the Adam Warlock?
I am curious.
Well, Jordan previously was on Loki. If you remember earlier, if you recall, I said that Moon Knight can throw onks and it bounces off of people.
Yes.
Loki displaces clones and can put clones down and auto attack from any of the clones. They all attack at the same time.
Okay.
But that is now 3 heads to bounce off of, which is a lot of ultimate charge.
A lot more.
That's a lot of ultimate charge.
Okay, I was so curious because when we started that map, I looked at Robot Ninja's percentage, and they were at 54%, and everyone else was like at like 15. And I was like, what on earth happened? Like, that is a lot of charge on the ultimate, and that makes a lot more sense because the Loki bouncing through there is the one that charged all that up. We do see a swap off it. I believe it's going to be Ultron here for Jordan next door, and then Plum swapping over to the Iron Man, and then Ninja Remover also over to Star-Lord here. Everything's staying the same.
Ooh, no, yeah, there's a switch. Tie point now swapping over to the Rocket Raccoon as Ninja Remover will be on the Star-Lord.
There you go. We have our first skirmish here on this next point. Robot Ninja getting dangerously low there. Ninja Remover up in the air trying to remove the counterpart, but won't be able to do so just yet. That looks like almost a Reaper ultimate
Yeah, kind of.
From Star-Lord. They're able to stay alive. Goth getting dangerously low alongside Shiesty as well. 3 ultimates up and available. Here comes Psylocke, Kangaroo Feet, Robot Ninja, and Brojo's all popping their ultimate. 3 will fall immediately. Plum barely able to stay alive for the time being. Still a 3v6 scenario. Respawns have yet to come through. Jordan will fall. A staggered respawn now for WVU. SU taking control.
I will say as well, Ben, you brought up the buzzword there, stagger. Stagger is a difficult concept in Marvel Rivals just as much as Overwatch, and you move a little bit slower in Rivals. So honestly, staggering is very, very effective. We've seen it happen to Shenandoah many a times, and now you're seeing it happen to WVU Tech in this situation. They are going to have to push through this choke point, which is very difficult to do when you have an Emma Frost Moon Knight kind of peppering that back line. So we'll see if Gwen is able to push through here and maybe get any picks. Now, we do see that they're playing Ultron and Iron Man, Ben. That does have a team up of its own that is very, very effective. Ultron can stand behind Iron Man and empower some of his moves.
Oh, interesting. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. Iron Man being the creator of Ultron in that sense. So a little kind of Jarvis and Ultron combination as we see Goth go down yet again. Percentages racking up on the side of SU for their ultimates. Almost about to have 5 ultimates up and available. Robot Ninja has theirs. Kangaroo Feet very, very close to the Psylocke. High point will drop. Dicey close to follow. Ninja Remover getting dangerously low as well. Has the ultimate, but instead is Jordan next door. Ultron the one to fall. Ninja Remover running for the hills. Able to escape for the time being, but Sin getting some high ground, trying to chase out the approach coming through from WVU.
Yeah, Sin just kind of cleaning up the point there as we saw. Also, look at the check marks. I ain't seen this much check marks since my PSAT, Ben. Oh my lord.
Look at you go.
They are, yeah, I know, right? they are getting it here. We're gonna see the third Psylocke of the map come out from Kangaroo Feet. Gonna find a 2 picks as they push in. Maximum Pulse coming through, going to find Spook Pasito, Doughboy, and Gwynson. 3 of them falling. And they could have avoided it, and they just trusted. Oh no, wait, no, they couldn't have. They couldn't have avoided it. That is on me. So, Doughboy does play a lot of Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger has a right click that makes everyone around them intangible for 2 seconds if you don't shoot. So it can completely negate enemy ultimates like a Maximum Pulse if you right click the whole team and save them, which Doughboy has been working on. And Doughboy is exceptional at. But Doughboy is on the Invisible Woman, so that is not something that they're able to do in this current moment, which is totally fine. You can say that for literally any player. There's a couple of other things they could have done, but we're getting into the next fight. What are we seeing here, Ben?
So Plum getting revived there. Ninja Remover with the Star-Lord ultimate coming through as well. Doughboy with the ult trying to keep SU alive. 3 members eradicated. 4 now on the side of WVU Tech. Gone now. 1% away. Overtime ticking in favor of SU. Once this bar hits all the way down, which it will do so, SU take the series 3-1 with another very, very convincing 2-0 domination.
Yeah, they're not celebrating this time around. They were probably a little stressed after the tech pause in the game, but they're gonna put some GGs in chat. It's all love around here. Like we would call out any other team for anything that's in the rulebook. We hope that we hold them to the same. They hold us to the same standard. Yes. That is the whole point of collegiate competition, and that will be a playoff run for the first time for the Shenandoah Marvel Rivals roster.
SU Marvel Rivals has never missed playoffs.
Never missed playoffs?
Never missed playoffs. There you go.
Shit!
1-0 here for playoff appearances for the Marvel Rivals squad. Everyone playing exceptionally well. I mean, the teamwork, the cohesion coming through on that domination shine very, very bright in my eyes. Very, very convincing. 2 domination rounds. The convergence as well. Very, very powerful stance there. Not even allowing a tick in that map. So SU secure, I believe that puts them in that 3rd seed slot in NECC Div 6. So very, very good start for this very new team.
Yeah, phenomenal start. Great mental going into playoffs, and we're stoked to see what that's going to look like next week. We got playoff season coming up. Woo woo.
Playoff season indeed. So yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know how many people exit the group. I'm assuming 4 out of NECC.
4.
Is that correct? Yeah, so 4.
Across the board, if it's Division 3 and under, it is single elimination. Division 1 and 2, it's
Oh,
double elimination.
okay.
But it is 4 rosters, and I think we've submitted ourselves as the 2nd or 3rd seed going into playoffs.
I think so, yeah. ODU was holding that 2nd spot. I believe they were 4-2 as well alongside you guys. So they do have that head-to-head, so we'll have to see if they drop a game this week. That might swing things in favor of SU to hop up into that 2nd seed slot. Obviously, USI Red very
At the top,
comfortably in control, 6-0 in that 1st seed, so they will be one to exit this group as well into playoffs. So
I will say,
a lot
USI
of good competition.
Red has lost 4 maps, and we've taken 2
That's
of them.
2 of them.
Time to get 2 more!
That's 2. See, well, let's get 3 more, right?
Let's get 3 more. Yeah,
right?
why not
Let's
get
just
3
win,
more?
right?
Yeah,
Surely.
It is the best of 7 going into playoffs. So let's
Oh,
get
it's a best of 4
more.
There it is.
We're counting.
VO7. See, I went to elementary school, and that's something I knew before community college, how to count to 4. That is something that I was able to get as we take a quick look at what the MVP is, who the MVP is here tonight for Marvel Rival Spook Pasito on the tried and true Rocket Raccoon. 38 kills, only 4 deaths throughout 4 maps, 76 assists, and look at that healing.
Yeah, we are not exaggerating when we say it's spooky season around here. It's not over just quite yet, Ben, but yeah, like you said, that 38 elims, 47,000 healing on Rocket Raccoon, of all things. 76 assists, was elusive tonight. Very difficult to keep a track of where they're going and what they're doing. That is the stats over the course of those 3 games, but the games didn't really last that long, and that's no slight to anyone that was competing in the games. It was just, they were very short maps. They were full holds.
Yeah.
So 47,000 healing is a lot for the time that they played.
Yeah, I mean, that's an insane number given any amount of maps that you play, right? We did just count the 3 full maps. We did not count the forfeit map because it's kind of hard to get those numbers 1 and 2. You didn't really play the full 1, so like through 4 maps, you really threw like 3 1/4.
Yeah,
maps.
A quarter is, I think, appropriate.
Yeah,
to say
about 3 1/4 maps. So we did not pull the info for that one, but still, that's through 3 maps. That's even more crazy.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that is a unbelievable performance from the Marvel Rivals squad as they secure their place at least in that 3rd seed spot here for NECC Div 6.
Cool. And I'm hearing it by the voice of God or Khonshu, one or the other, maybe both,
one of
that
them.
there will be an interview in lieu in the back. We're the back line now, in the back line. But first, let's take a look at the results that we have for you, and we'll be back for an interview.
Bang. Bang! There's the results. Our maps. 2-0, 1-0. There's the unfortunate forfeit. A PC was really mean to us today and decided to not want to do anything. But nonetheless, we were able to get back into the swing of things, win that domination very convincingly, 2-0, 3-1, the official score line here. Unfortunate that we dropped that map, but hey, it happens. I'm glad that we followed the rules in the end.
I got scared there for a second, Ben. Sorry. We got Spook Pasito joining us. It made me a little tense back here. How you feeling?
Good. I mean, it's a win.
Yeah, it's a dub. We take the W's. I'll kick things off with questions. How were you feeling tonight on the Rocket? It looked dominant.
I love Rocket. I mean, people always say Rocket's, kind of the Healbot character, but I'm a big fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy. You got to play him like a master tactician. You got to get in there. You got to use the gun that he has. And I mean, I love doing it. I play him like a dive facilitator. I'm up there in the front line. I try to be sneaky with it. It's just fun to do.
Yeah, I mean, it looked very well. I mean, you had 47,000 healing across those first 3 maps. You were very impactful with ultimate timings. Everyone was. I want to ask a little bit kind of about the team dynamic that you guys have, right? You're a brand new team coming in this semester. I believe you are a first year yourself as well. What has it been like playing with such a large roster with people of different kind of experiences, with competitive play, different ages and years in school? What has it been like kind of meshing and getting to know this team?
I mean, it's great. Everyone on the team is, really friendly. There's no, the age is not like a big thing.
Right.
We're all, it's kind of like a family, but I will say it's kind of funny having a man that's, 12 years older than me as my coach, Chase. Grown man over here. Can you believe it?
Yeah,
but no,
outing me on cast too. I'm only like 3 years older than you, man.
All right, but it's great. Even though I have one other first year on the team, Joe. He's also great. But I mean, everyone in general. It doesn't feel like we're all like different years at school. We just feel like friends, like one big family.
I mean, that's exactly what you want to hear, right? With a new team having that cohesion together and able to play pretty darn well, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, so with that being said, your favorite part has been the dynamic. Tell me a little bit about maybe your favorite activity or favorite thing that you've done with the team so far this year.
I mean, I haven't played Magic the Gathering before this, and most of the team has, and so I've kind of been pulled into it, but I've absolutely loved it. It's been so fun to play like the couple games. Well, I played like 3 or 4 times maybe, and yeah, no, it's great. It's really fun. I didn't know that they had this many collaborations. Like seeing Sephiroth, Shadow the Hedgehog, and Spider-Man in there is definitely something. But hey, there's some really fun decks that I've got to play. I've loved messing around with them, and I'm probably gonna end up making my own kind of deck soon.
Ooh, what kind of deck? We gotta know.
I'm kind of like a gambling man. I love being a trickster, so I might just go for something kind of silly. I don't play to win. I just play to, cause chaos.
Love that.
Mono blue. That's what I just heard. That is
Mono
very
blue. Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
red.
A red. I
Red
could see a
could do
red.
that. That's
I could see
very
a red.
chaotic.
Yeah.
You guys play Commander? Is that what?
Yeah, we play Commander.
Nice. Yeah, Commander's the way to go. I want to bring it back to the game itself, right? It was dominant pretty much throughout the entire series. What kind of goes on in comms? What are kind of the flow states, and how do you determine what you want to do as a team? What does the decision making look like when you're in the heat of things?
I mean, normally in the heat of things, it's just target calling. You see someone with a health bar that looks pretty empty, you kind of just burst them down. Having someone like Moon Knight on our team, Isaiah, it's just great for getting targets to that burn, area, and then the whole team collapsing on them, pick them off one by one, next target, and eventually you're looking at no one.
There you go. That's one way to do it right there. Anything else to add, Chase?
No, y'all played great tonight. It was super fun to watch on broadcast. I know I had a blast on my end.
Oh, yeah, it was great. Was there any last words that you want to say to your team, family, anyone watching?
As I know, this does put us into playoffs, so that's awesome. I mean, show up, if we're streamed, show up next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday will be playoffs here for Marvel Rivals and possibly more playoff potential for a lot of our other Shenandoah teams. But that'll do it here for us tonight. Thank you so much for sticking with us through pauses, through reschedules, through the whole thing that we experienced here tonight. I've been Ben Kincaid, joined by Chase Newcomb. Congratulations on the win, and we will see you guys tomorrow for some Rocket League fighting to clinch their playoff spot.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
Over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway.
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
Cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the esports arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the esports arena is the esports war room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.